It's time to go racing on a cloudy afternoon day in Atlanta, Georgia for the Mountain Dew 300. On the poles, the 5 of Clayton Thomas, 2 is outside the 8 of Matt Hamill. Then 30 of Jonathan Buford. 4th is Steve Larker. Rounding out the top 5, you have William Seaman. Then 6th, there's Colton Yo. 7th is Carson Bowers. 8th is Max Anderson. And 9th, you have Greg Lee. And Bill Seaman rounds out the top 10. The rest of the field is Sebastian Cook on the 20 with Jay Jefferson on the 28. Then there's Stephen Baker and Alexander Rowe. Luke Rainey and Michael Sanders. They have Charles Robert and Jake Galloway. Jonathan Wong and Diego Yepes. Then there's Marshall Burrow and Alex Stewart. William Bolin and Landon Lyons. They have Jeff Bright and Lawrence Poundpond, your points leader, along with Isaac Nichols and Gustavo Rocha. Then there's Andrew Miller and Riley Spurleytube. Anthony Lehman and Jeffrey Buford. They have TJ Hanley and Code Luigi. Joey Trickle and Eli Bright. Then Trey Rainey and Adam McDowell, Johnny Gardner and Michael Canto, and in the final row, Justin Knight, with Danny Lloyd second in points to his outside. That's your starting lap here at Atlanta. Let's get going. Let's get the starting command.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Take a nice deep breath, buddy. Settle in, relax. Give your seatbelt a little tug and tug on your steering wheel one more time for me. Good luck, bud. We'll see you at the end of this deal.
And the field forward to cars. Rolls off the starting grid for the Mountain Dew 300 here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's a nice cloudy, overcast day. It's pretty hot though, 71 degrees out, so it's hot, cloudy. They're going to have a little bit more grip than they're used to here at Atlanta. Could make for some better racing. Could see 3 wide racing all day for all 30 laps. However, if you get 4 wide or closer, could be trouble, could be the big one. We'll see after 30 laps who's standing in victory lane. Clayton Thomas leads to the green flag. The pace cars into pit road. Thomas, Hamill, 2 Chevrolets on the front row. Ford and Chevy behind them. Into the restart zone. They come. Thomas steps on the gas and we're racing. Green flag is in the air. Clayton Thomas got clear from the pole and he'll lead lap number 1. He's trying to fend off the 33 and the 00 behind. Seaman looks to the middle lane. Clayton Thomas does get shoved up high. Carson Bowers all the way down to the bottom. Look at the speeds they're carrying as they go through 1 and 2. Now down the back stretch. First time at full speed. They can reach over 200 miles an hour at some points in this track. Jay Jefferson 3 wide underneath Greg Lee and Carson Bowers. The 51 Steve Larker looking to make it 4 wide off of turn number 4. He makes a big move to the bottom of that 28, getting that side draft. Jefferson leads the lap. Here comes Luke Rainey 3 wide to the bottom. The 24 Charles Robert. The 98 of Bill Seaman. Jonathan Buford down in line. Stephen Baker down the apron with an issue. And the 23, can he get righted? He does, but that's split the pack into 2 now. As Robert looks for the racing to turn 3. Luke Rainey shuts the door. Bill Seaman in 3rd. Jonathan Buford 4th on the inside. Luke Rainey keeps the race lead. Robert goes up with him. Seaman to the bottom lane in the 98. Jonathan Buford, there's William Seaman poking into the middle lane. Won at last race. Texas. Now Seaman for the race lead down the backstretch. Bill Seaman in the 98. Jonathan Buford looking low 3 wide. Here he comes in the 41 car. Can he stay down there? 3 wide into the corner for the race lead. Luke Rainey up top. Bill Seaman in the middle. Jonathan Buford down low. Marshall Burrow, big move in the 4 car. Almost 4 wide there. Matt Hamill, Lawrence Poundpond, your points leaders in this front pack. He can try and gain points on Danny Lloyd if that second pack cannot get caught up. I think they will get caught. They have more cars and they'll be in the draft of this pack. So I think they'll get caught. It's just a matter of when they get caught up and if there's a caution before then. Matt Hamill to the bottom lane down the back stretch. You can already see Stephen Baker starting to close in. Poundpond your points there. You may want to get to the race lead here and lead a lap to get 5 bonus points. Because the next time, when he gets up to the top, the next time he's up to the front, he may not get to the bottom lane in time. The pack may already be here. To the stripe, who leads the lap? It was Matt Hamill by a nose. By nose, I mean by about the splitter, maybe even less. Max Anderson down to the bottom. Here comes your poster back, Clayton Thomas in the 5. Steve Larker. Look at how Stephen Baker and some others have already caught. How fast they caught up in this draft. Shows how big the draft is. Shows how fast they can go here. Clayton Thomas in the 5. Now out front again. Steve Larker to the bottom lane trying to get back to the race lead. Colton Yo in the 2 is up here. William Seaman trying to get 2 in a row in the Target Series. Here he comes in. They're almost 4 wide for the back of the pack. They are 4 wide. Jay Jefferson rubbing with the 07 of Alexander Rowe. They get that sorted out. That could have been a crash. Colton Young down the backstretch, moves up to the middle lane, and Steve Larker gets clear. Yeah, that too really slow for some reason. I don't know if he was getting sidetracked by the 00 or what there, but William Seaman definitely slowed that 2 down, I think. Now Sebastian Kukla onto the bottom lane in the 20 car. Charles Robert in the 24. Carson Bowers in the 33 coming. And Stephen Baker and some others have caught up. And now it's just going to be a few cars that break away from that second pack. And it's going to be spread out kind of towards the middle of the pack. And then they'll all get formed together. So you can see like the 42, the 46, the 9, they kind of separate themselves from that second pack. That's because they have to draft to the first one. They pulled away from that second one. And that's just going to be kind of a theme. You'll see a few cars just pull away from that second pack time after time until they all get caught up. Now Carson Bowers in the 33 for second, and Steve Larker doing a great job out front. No one's able to contest that race lead as of now. Steve Larker keeping a good job out front, but Carson Bowers, he's clear, and he could try and gain now as they come down the backstretch. So Greg Lee and Sebastian Kukla getting a little close there in the middle lane. Bowers now going to be in the draft of Steve Larker through 3 and 4. You see already the run he has in that draft, and we're going through the corners. Watch down the straightaway how big of a run he'll get. Marshall Burrow third, Luke Rainey is fourth. Those front four are single file at the moment. Greg Lee is up to fifth. Single file at the front. Now Bowers looks on Steve Larker. Here he comes to the bottom lane, down the backstretch. Side by side for first, side by side for third. Luke Rainey gets by Marshall Burrow into turn number 3. Bowers with that lower lane is going to be able to clear right here off of 4. Now Luke Rainey looks on the 22 car. Looking for that race off into turn number 1. He's always been really good here at Atlanta in the Target Series. Season 2, I think it was, he led a good amount of laps, and then some pit strategy kind of shuffled him back, but you can watch for him to be a threat here today. He can do wonders here at Atlanta in a Target Series car. And we're coming to lap number 12, and Luke Rainey's out front. He's actually pulled a gap over second place, who's now Greg Lee. They're side by side with Carson Bowers. Here comes some other cars into the fray now. Some other names that we have not talked about. Alex Stewart, Code Luigi coming up to the front of the bottom lane. They just got caught up from that second pack. Greg Lee a little bit higher there, trying to get a run off the corner. He does stay in front of Charles Robert in the 24. Now Robert looks low for a second, off into turn number 3. That's side by side. Carson Bowers behind that. Greg Lee fading on the outside. Robert gets to second. Carson Bowers is third. Here comes Steve Larker, who got a pretty good gap over the field. No one could catch him until 33 did. Now here comes Larker for third. Seaman in the 00. We mentioned trying to get back-to-back wins this season. Up inside the top 5. He's to 5th. He's looking for 4th on Carson Bowers in the 33. Alex Stewart coming through on the bottom lane. Now these front furious single file. Can they run down Luke Ray in the 22? 3 wide a little bit further back there. That's Michael Canto on the 14. Making a move on the 41 Jonathan Buford, the 6 of Greg Lee. As Steve Larker looks for second in the 51. Off into turn number 1. He's running to 24. Charles Robert. Come to see 16 to go this time by. Stephen Baker on the bottom lane in the 23. He really caused the separation in the pack. He's come back up to the front 3 wide and pulls here Clayton Thomas. Front 4, front 5 single file. Front 4 pulled away. Luke Rainey, Steve Larker, Charles Robert, Alex Stewart. Stewart looks for third now on Charles Robert. Steve Larker's a run for the race lead into turn number 1. He could look on Luke Rainey here off of turn number 2. He has a run. He's a little bit lower. Trying to get beside that 22 up the track goes Luke Rainey. 51 a little tight down low. Down the backstretch. Can Steve Larker stay beside Luke Rainey? Off into turn 3. Rainey shuts the door on him. Great job there by Luke Rainey to get that run off the high side and stay clear. Steve Larker, he's not going to give up though that easily. He's going to have a run here. Alex Stewart peeking low. Here comes Larker. Down low. Into turn 1. He has that position. Halfway. 15 laps to go. And Steve Larker back out front the Mountain Dew 300, but not quite yet. Alex Stewart coming low. Luke Rainey with a good run off the top side. 3 wide down the backstretch. Alex Stewart trying to stay down there. Larker shuts the door. He stays clear. Canto goes to the high side. The 14 car. Here comes Kodowi to the 42. 3 wide to the bottom lanes. Luke Rainey fades back on the outside. Charles Robert for second on Alex Stewart. Code Luigi going for third on Robert. And Stewart stays in line single file in second. Now he's looking on Steve Larker. Off of turn number 2, side by side. No, Larker with a good run off the top side. There always comes to a point in the race where it gets harder to pass. Especially in these Target Series cars. For whatever reason, it just gets harder to pass the longer you run. And is that maybe we've come upon that time with 14 laps to go. Oh, Stewart Robert made some contact there as the 24 may move. The 46 made a little bit later there. And that's 3 wide into turn 1 for the race lead. Charles Robert down to the bottom, sliding up a little bit. The 46 and the 51 get a little tight. 51 comes across the 42's nose, but they keep it going. Down the backstretch, Stephen Baker, Joey Trickle, and the 89 is coming to Johnny Gardner. So as Charles Robert gets clear, coming to 12 laps to go, we're going to look and see where your points leader is, Lawrence Palapon. He's currently scored around 24th. As at the stripe, he was 23rd, but he's in a battle for 23rd with that 3 car. And second in points coming in the race just by a few points. Danny Lloyd is currently scored in 41st, just ahead of Jeff Bright. And Jake Galway not having a great run as well. Justin Knight and Gustavo Rocha close there. They saved their cars, but that could have been a crash, and that could have caused a late yellow. Robert leads, Gardner in second. Code Luigi is back to third. He's going for a second now. 11 laps of racing to go. Looks like it is just getting a little bit harder to pass here. Looks like they're just getting a little bit tighter down low, whether it be tire wear or what. That 42 car looks like he definitely slid up, and here comes Jonathan Buford the run down the backstretch. Can he get beside the 42? No, Code Luigi stays clear. Landon Lyons in the 90 coming up to the front as Buford they get forced up top by Alex Stewart. Coming to see 10 laps of racing to go. Charles Robert leading Code Luigi in second. For third, Jonathan Buford up top, Alex Stewart down low. And running up the top 5, Johnny Gardner at the moment. Code Luigi trying a little bit of a higher lane, trying to get a run. It may have worked. He actually closed down the 20 for a little bit there as they come off turn number 2. Down the backstretch, though, he needs someone behind him to try and help him, and Alex Stewart could be his pusher here. We're come see 9 laps to go. Luigi a little bit lower, hugging that yellow line. Off of 4, he's looking low. He makes a move. 9 laps of racing to go. Code Luigi and Charles Robert side by side. Alex Stewart in third, looking high. He's landing a line to the 90, going to come in fourth, trying to fill that hole for third. Luigi clears. Here comes Lyons in the 90. Contact there between Robert and Stewart. Landon Lyons through to second. Behind Code Luigi. Alex Stewart in the 46 coming. Luke Rainey, a huge run in the 22 car. Up inside the top 5 for fourth. Big move out of the 22 of Luke Rainey. He was about 15th last time by. Making now top 5 for the 22. As Lyons looking low in the 42. 8 laps to go, 7.5 to go. Contact between Robert and Carson Bowers. The 24 tried to block the 33. They made contact. Now Alex Stewart on Landon Lyons as he took the race lead. Lyons did. Now Stewart coming to the inside. 7 laps to go in the Mountain Dew 300. Lyons, Stewart are 1 and 2. For third, Code Luigi, Luke Rainey, Charles Robert. Luke Rainey to third. Robert for fourth. He gets it over Code Luigi. Slides up in line in front of the 42. So Code Luigi stays in line in fifth now. Carson Bowers is sixth. As the 42 looks down the 24 for fourth. Luke Rainey for second. That 22's been hauling the mail. Come to 6 laps to go. He has the time to get by the 46, but can he do it? Only 6 laps left. The battle at the front, amazing. 3 wide further back in the pack. And sliding up. Contact almost back in the pack. Greg Lee made a big move and got about 3 for 1 in turns 1 and 2. Coming to 5 to go this time by, which is a big point in this race. With how the cars have been sliding up, 5 to go, yellow, and it ends it. And with how they're 3 wide back in the pack and sliding up, I would not doubt seeing a yellow. And that's why you want to be leading at every moment. Luke Rainey knows that he's coming to the bottom lane. He's lost races because cautions have come out in the past. He knows what it's like. He knows he has to get to that race as quick as he can in case one does come out. And then if you get past, you can say, well, I went down swinging. Luke Rainey to the race lead off of 4. Coming to see 4 laps to go now. Here comes Code Luigi in the 42 to the bottom lane. Landon Lyons pushing 4 cars pull away. Bowers in 5th. Jennifer Buford in 6th. Robert is 7th. 3 wide. Landon Lyons down low in the 90 car. Big move for him. Down the backstretch, Luke Rainey is clear in 3rd. Does he make a move on the 42 of Code Luigi? Luigi gets down line 2nd. They're coming down pit road. Field strategy, 3 to go. And cars are hitting the pits. Lyons and Code Luigi stay on the racetrack. They have 3 laps to go. Luke Rainey the first to hit pit road. Is that an advantage or not? Only a few hit pit road. 4 cars. Now side by side for the lead down the backstretch. It's Lyons and Code Luigi. 42 looks like he's going to be coming down. Lyons stays out in the 90. Stewart stays out in the 46. Who has saved enough? Coming to 2 to go for Landon Lyons. Has he saved enough fuel? Has anyone saved enough? Lyons leads. Stewart is second. In third, you have Carson Bowers, Michael Canto, William Boland, Steve Larker, Sebastian Kukulon, and some others also trying to make it. Now coming to the white flag, who's gonna dare try and make it? Lyons comes in, the 46 comes in. Does anyone try and stay out? Everyone hitting the pits. Luke Rainey now. Can he get around in front of the 42 and the others? Where's Cold Luigi? Where is the 90? There's Luigi leaving in the middle of the pack. Lyons still on pit road. Luke Rainey came in earlier, remember. He's just flown on by the 6 of Greg Lee. Now, can he get around the others that have come down here a little bit later? We're coming to the white flag. And the Mountain Dew 300 fuel strategy. And Luke Rainey. Has he played it right? We're coming to the white flag. Last lap is underway. Lyons leaves. Stewart in front of him. Can Luke Rainey get by these two? He's coming fast off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch. Can he get by Alex Stewart? Stewart's going to try and merge up and make that 22 go around the high side. Rainey goes around the high side. He has a bigger run. Through 3 and 4. Has Luke Rainey just won it on fuel mileage? He holds off Stewart. He gets by him. Rainey, I think, has just won the Mountain Dew 300. It's official. Luke Rainey wins. Did not think it was going to come down to fuel mileage, but it did. 3 to go. Luke Rainey pits. It ends up being the right decision. He had clearer space on pit road. No one in front of him to slow him down. Luke Rainey wins the Mountain Dew 300. Alex Stewart and Landon Lyons so close. They almost had it right. They'll end up second and third. Let's now go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Mountain Dew 300 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. There were no caution flags and 17 lead changes among 11 different drivers. Luke Rainey leads the most laps. He only led 8 laps of the 30, so that shows how competitive a race it was if he only led 8 and led the most. Alex Stewart ends up second. He almost had the strategy right. Same with Landon Lyons in third. Greg Lee ends up fourth, and Max Aronson rounds out the top 5. They have Johnny Gardner in 6th, Michael Canto in 7th, Gustavo Rocha in 8th, Carson Bowers is 9th, and William Boland rounds out the top 10. So there's your top 20. See Clayton Thomas, your pole sitter. He ends up in the 12th position, leading 2 laps. And it seemed like pitting in the middle was really not the way to go. Danny Lloyd started 42nd, ends up 21st. He does take over the points lead, but it's very close among the top of the points list. Lawrence Palmpon, your points leader, coming into the race, he ends up 40th. That pit strategy not right for him, but very interesting. If you came in that first lap, you only had 5 cars on pit road. That ended up actually helping you. If you came in the middle, you had about 30 other cars on pit road, which made it worse. You were slower. And then if you came in on the last lap, coming to the white flag, you actually would have been in a better position than pitting 1 lap sooner because you only had about 10 other cars on pit road. So it seemed like pitting in that middle range with 3 to go or with 2 to go, or whatever it was not the right way to go. Now let's go look at the point standings. Here are the points as we leave Atlanta. Danny Lloyd with the points leads only by 3 points over second place William Seaman. So Seaman coming alive here. Luke Grant that when he moves up to 3rd. Lawrence Palmpon falls to 4th. And Gustavo Rocha rounds out the top 5. So 4 of the top 5 right now have a win. The only driver without a win in that top 5 is points leader Lloyd. Then 6th you have Greg Lee, Sebastian Kukulon in 7th, Landon Lyons in 8th, Andrew Miller 9th, and Jonathan Beeford rounds out the top 10. There's your top 20 right now. Your 2 wild cards, Alex Stewart in the 13th position and Matt Hamill in the 17th position. However, Adam McDowell's only 9 points behind Hamill. And so many others as well could get victories throughout the season and get up there. Look down now, 21st to 40th. See some winners down here. Jake Galloway in 26th. Isaac Nichols 32nd. They want to get up there and maybe even get more wins. Because more wins, if you're, say, 20th with 2 wins in points and a driver's 11th with 1 win, you're going to get the nod if you have 2 wins over the driver with 1 win. So as we head from Atlanta, the next race will be held at Richmond for the Target 300. I'll see you guys then.